Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and the reason we're having a quick look at my ornamental peach today, this is this beautiful plant with the these deep sort of burgundy dark green leaves. It's growing more for ornamental purposes than for fruit. The fruit isn't really of a good edible quality. You look at it like this, honestly the leaves on it almost look like a purple mango leaf. They're fantastic, and we're right at the end of September and it still hasn't dropped its leaves or got its autumn colours. I think they just turn a yellowish colour as they fall off. But the purpose of this video today is not to look at the leaves, it's to take some action with the remaining 2 or 3 fruits that are on the plants. Now, as you can probably see here, the fruits are rotting on the plants. Now, this isn't growing for edible fruit, although it does produce, obviously it does produce sort of peaches of not a bad size, but one of these has fallen off, or a couple have fallen off already where they were starting to go bad like this, probably because the weather's cool and it's very wet and damp at this time of the year, and really peaches are warm climate plants. But the reason it's so late with the fruits this year was because obviously I got it as a bare root plant in I think probably about April, and it was still bare rooted at that time, so it's probably taken all summer to develop a good root system in the pot, which means that although some fruits set and I decided to leave them on just to see what they looked like when they developed, it was probably too late in the season before the roots got going to get the fruits to develop. So what I'm going to do today is take off these fruits that are now going mouldy because they'll spread disease, and they're still as hard as rocks. You can see it's mouldy at the end, and what I thought I'd do is cut one in half so you can see what the insides look on this, because they're quite attractive inside. But the one I had the other day was very I tried a bit of one and it was sour. It wasn't a ripe peach, and it may well be that this will never produce decent edible peaches, although it would be nice if it did. But assuming it does okay over winter and I get some fruits next year, I'll probably thin it to 3 or 4 fruits just to see if they get to a better size. I mean, this actually isn't a bad size now. We'll pull this one off as well, which isn't mouldy yet. They twist off pretty easily. You can see they've got these marks on them, which I think are probably insects that have damaged the surface of the fruit, which we'll see when we cut it open. So what I'm going to do is pause the video and then we'll have a look at them on a plate and see what they look like inside, because they're quite an attractive peach even if they aren't edible. So I'll be back to you in a second. So here we are. These were the 4 remaining peaches that were on the plant. You can see these 2 are smaller. This one that's going bad is almost up to what I would call almost a shop peach size, a little bit small. So I thought what we'd do is have a cut through so you can see what they look like. I'll cut the bad one off then. We'll take the end off the bad one. I'm going to cut it this way rather than lengthways, and then we're going to take another one and we'll cut that. They're all rock hard, so they're not going to be edible. So we'll cut this one lengthways, see what happens. Now, so you can see they've got this sort of I guess they're a white peach, not a yellow peach. They've got this sort of white flesh with quite a nice pink tinge around the stone. It has actually surprisingly come away from the stone relatively easily. And I am actually going to try one just to see how sour it is. But certainly when one fell off a week or 2 ago that was sort of had insects on it, it was actually quite hard. But it's quite, it's a nice colour. It's just a shame it's quite juicy. It's just a shame there doesn't seem to be any sweetness in them. Well, it's not hard and it's not sour. There's a hint of sweetness in it, not what you'd call a lovely, tasty, juicy peach. More like the rubbish we get in shops over here. They tell you are going to be lovely, and when you cut them open, they're like rocks inside. But that's actually almost edible, that one. Now, this one, on the other hand, which is going bad on the end, is distinctly green. You can see the difference in colour between them. One's more, the smaller one top's more whitish and the bottom one's green. So we'll just take a bit off this, but I'm pretty sure, you see, it's very hard, that. You can see it almost looks more like an apple than a peach inside. Yeah, that one's sour. Not edible at all. I mean, I don't think this variety's grown for its fruits anyway. It's not what I call a decent cultivated peach, although they might be edible in a good summer. The plant's purely grown for its lovely spring bloom, followed by those wonderful purpley burgundy dark red leaves all summer. But yeah, that peach is actually edible. Let's open this one up as well. Just going bad at the bottom, you can see there. Again, this one's not a bad colour inside. Let's try this bit as well. Bit harder than the small one. It is edible. I suppose if I had half a dozen like this that weren't too badly blemished or damaged, to be honest, you could probably bake them in an oven with some honey on them, and I think they'd actually be fine if they were cooked, or possibly chop them up and put them in a smoothie with some other sweeter, softer fruit, so they wouldn't be wasted. I mean, obviously the ones that are hard like a bullet or mouldy at the end, there's no point doing anything with those, but obviously I've only got the 2 or 3, so I'll just I'll be throwing them away. Wouldn't be worth doing anything with them. But I think if you had half a dozen to a dozen fruits like this that got to this level of ripeness, they'd be fine baked and put in a pie, or just drizzled with sugar and honey and grilled under the grill, or broiler I think you call it in America, and perfectly edible. But quite pleased to have got something off the tree. Since it was the first year and it was a bare root plant and very small, I never expected any of the peaches to set at all, so it's quite nice to have got something off the tree. But obviously what I'll be looking for next year will be flowers, and then that lovely ornamental foliage. And I'm probably going to put it in my shed over winter if I can, to keep the rain off it, so hopefully it won't suffer from peach leaf curl, and I'll do that with my flat donut peach as well. Anyway, I thought that would interest people who have been following this plant over the summer. That's my ornamental patio peach, Crimson Bonfire, with those lovely dark burgundy leaves. So thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Obviously share the video with anyone you think's interested. Please subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you do want updates on my new videos as they come out. I'll catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.